In this video, we'll see file handling. Now, what is files? Files is a place where you can store your data permanently. It's because when you write a code in your, when you write any variable, so let's say we have created a variable which is I. So if I create this variable in this code and this variable have assigned a value which is 5, so 5 will be stored in this variable till your program is running. Once your program is closed, it will vanishes from your RAM, right? So this data will be lost. What I want before before the closing of your code, this data should be stored somewhere so that after some time also after restarting your machine, you should be able to get that data. So if you want to store your data permanently, you can use something called as files. Now, file can be of different extensions, like we can have txt, we can have dat file. So we have different types of files where you can store data. Now, what we'll do in this code is we'll use some data, like let's say we'll store a string. So let's say my string is, let's say it is string s, and in this string s, I have my name called as Navin. And what I want to do is I want to store this s or this Navin in a file. Now, in order to work with a file, the first step is you need to take you have to create object of a file class. So file is a class in Java and it belongs to a package called as java.io. So you can see there's a java.io package. So let's import the package. So it is java.io.file. And we'll give file name as f or the reference name as f, and we'll say new. Since it's a file name, we can simply say new file, and in this bracket you can provide the name of your file. So till now I have not created any file. We'll create a file and we'll say the file name is demo.txt. So my file name here is demo.txt. Now, so in order to save data in this file, we need two more objects. Now, why we need those objects is we need a method called as write, right? So whenever you want to do anything in Java, if you need to use methods. So there's a method called as write. In this method, I want to store this data or this variable called as s. Now this write method belongs to a class called as data output stream. So in order to use this write method, we need to create object of data output stream. So we'll say data output, it is stream. And you can say data output stream also belongs to the same package which is java.io. And we'll say it is dos equal to, we'll say new data output stream. So we can use data output stream here. But the problem is data output stream constructor asks for an object of file output stream. So you can see it's asking object of output stream. So it needs an object of file output stream. So before that, we need to create object of file output stream, and we'll say this is FOS equal to new file output stream, and in bracket we need to provide the name of your file. So either you can provide the name of your file or you can simply use an object which is f. Now once you got the object of file output stream, you can use the same object to pass into this data output stream. So using this f, you're passing this f in the constructor of file output stream, you will get something as FOS, and then you can pass this FOS in the constructor of data output stream. Then you will get something as DOS. Now you can simply say DOS.write. Now, but there's one little problem. We don't have a method called as write which accepts a string value. So if you say write, it accepts a byte stream. Now I don't want to go for byte stream. I want directly that way data should be stored in a file. But you can still do it. You can simply, let's say if I use a byte stream, what to do? So with every string object, so there is a method called as get bytes. So you need to convert your stream into get bytes, and you can pass that get bytes into this write method. But since we are working with file, there is a chance that it will generate an error. And of course, there might be a chance that this file is not allowed to give you some data to write a data, so it will generate an error. Now to handle that error, what we can simply do is we can use something called a try catch. You can see we are getting a error here, it says unhandled exception, file not found exception, which means your Eclipse itself showing you error here, which means this is a checked exception. So to handle this, we can either use throws exception or we can use try catch. So this time we'll use throws exception. Okay, and when you run this code, your data will be stored in a file called demo.txt. And how it is stored, that we'll see in the next part.